Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pete on Retreat. I just had a fantastic weekend here in Pattaya, Thailand. I got to try out some new places and I can't wait to tell you all about it. So my last few videos have been a little different. They've kind of been project videos. Today I'm going to get back to just one of my regular vlogs and tell you exactly what's going on here. It's Monday morning. I'm out for my morning walk before I go to school. The sun's not quite up yet. There's a wonderful breeze. Definitely my favorite time of day here in Pratumnak. On Saturday, I kind of did the same thing. I woke up early, I grabbed my GoPro, and I went out and filmed a video. I'm actually trying to film a bunch of videos before I go to Japan, so I don't have to bring my laptop with me and do any editing while I'm there. Then I came back to my place. I FaceTimed with my dad. My dad's currently spending a month in New York. He took a train out from California this time, and he said it was fantastic. It took a few days, but he's all about the slow train life now. After FaceTiming with my dad, I made some breakfast. I've been using hot chilies in my food more and more when I cook now. Once you start eating enough Thai food and these Thai chilies aren't in something, you kind of miss it. After breakfast, it was time to get to work. I started editing up a video. Saturday was a pretty non-stop day. After editing for a couple hours, it was time to hit the gym. After going to the gym, I got about an hour in on some Thai studying. After a very productive day, it was time to go have some fun. I've got two new friends from California in my Thai class. We met up for dinner at a place called Caddyshack. Caddyshack's a British pub style restaurant. Not necessarily my favorite kind of place to go, but they had cod and chips. That's almost the only thing I get when I go to British pubs. The cod was pretty tasty. The chips had too much moisture, but it is what it is. After dinner, it was time for the main event. The three of us went and checked out Muay Thai. My new friend Joel hooked us up with the tickets. Joel's a super cool guy. He's from the Bay Area. I think he's the one that kind of instigated this whole thing. Joel warned us before going that we had nosebleed seats. Didn't matter to me at all. I was all about the experience. I wanted to see what the energy was like there. You know, if it was something that was really cool, I could get better seats next time. Well, there was some type of misunderstanding because when we arrived, we found out we were in the front row. 3 fights for the night. The first fight was between an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old. If you know anything about the sport in Thailand, you know they start young. The 17-year-old already had like 56 fights in their career. The first round started off a little slow. I had been warned that some of these events are more just like sparring events, that they're not really fighting. That was absolutely not the case this weekend. I think the first round they were just kind of feeling each other out. That second and third round though, oof. In the third round, one of them was so winded they couldn't continue. They weren't knocked out cold, but they got hit hard enough they couldn't stand back up for a minute. The second fight was some guys in their 20s. The energy in the crowd increased. Everybody was getting louder. It was a really good fight too. And then the third fight was a fighter from China versus a fighter from Thailand. Now the Chinese are a big part of the tourism here in Thailand. And I would say close to half the audience on Saturday night was Chinese. Oh, were they pumped up. They started chanting this guy's name. I felt bad for the Thai guy. He's fighting in his home country and he was definitely not getting the love that the Chinese fighter was getting. The Thai fighter was actually in the corner next to us, so we started rooting for him. The three of us don't really know all the rules for Muay Thai and don't necessarily understand the scoring. We were pretty sure one of the fighters was easily going to win the decision at the end. The Chinese guy dropped or took down the Thai fighter multiple times each round, I think. But the Thai fighter was getting way more hits in. He was kicking the crap out of the other guy. So one of the reasons he got taken down so much was he would get a leg caught and then get thrown. So the entire fight I was going, I don't know what gets more points. Is it all these takedowns or all these brutal kicks? Well, it turns out the brutal kicks did it. The local Thai fighter won. We cheered for our guy. And then the event was over. We went down the street, got closer to the beach, had a couple beers and hung out talking. At this point, we're hanging out in North Pattaya. It was probably getting close to 10 p.m. when I said goodnight. I wanted to take a stroll down the beach before heading home, and I ended up walking the entire beach all the way to Walking Street. It was a great night. There was all kinds of people out. They had an anti-drug festival going on called the White Festival. It was rounding down, but there's still a bunch of people and booths up from that. There was more people out on the sand at the beach at night than I had seen since New Year's Eve. It was just a great energy, and I love a nice walk along the beach at night. Yesterday started off with a bit of the same. I woke up and had some coffee, replied to some comments on YouTube, checked my email. I hopped on the computer, I made my thumbnail for my 3 challenges video. Then I did my stretching routine. I studied Thai for a little bit. I went down to the gym, went back to my room, and I began editing the next video. I was really hoping to get out to the jazz pit yesterday, but I just had too much going on. I also got a message yesterday morning from Wolfgang, the owner of the Smoker Garden. Wolfgang's so cool. I mean, the guy messages me all the time just to wish me a great day. And then on the music nights, which are Wednesdays and Sundays, he always lets me know what's happening. Yesterday's message included that he had a special performer coming out, that it was somebody I should really consider coming out to see. His messages are always very inviting, but it was the first time that I got the feeling that he was really trying to get more people to come out for this particular night. I hit up my friend Earl, told him that I was going. He said, sounds great, meet you there. When the day came down to it, I just had too much going on to do the jazz pit and the Smoker's Garden, so I'll do the jazz pit next weekend. Showed up to the Smoker's Garden. There was a pretty big crowd there. I think the busiest night I've been there. What am I saying? It's only the second time I've been there. But Earl said there was a lot of people there too. The first performer was one of the regulars. The guy's good. He strums guitar to a backing track and sings all kinds of like classic rock songs.
Let me take you far away. You like
way excited about the next act though. I unfortunately didn't get his name, but this guy could sing. He's a Filipino singer, had a pretty high range. He was doing several songs typically sung by women. The guy knocked out some Whitney Houston.
And I wish you joy and happiness, but above all this, I wish you love.
He did Purple Rain by Prince, absolutely fantastic. Once the music was over, the smoker garden gets very social, everybody just hangs out and talks. But it was getting close to 10 and it was a school night for me, so I pulled the plug and went home. Another reason I didn't try to squeeze in the jazz pit was I wanted to try a new place for dinner. I went here. That's Nana's Georgian Kitchen. I lived in this neighborhood the first month I lived in Thailand, and I didn't even know it existed. One of my viewers recommended it, and I went looking for it and couldn't find it. It's really funny too, because once you see it, it's completely obvious. I wanted to make it a point yesterday to go there and try it out finally, and I'm stoked that I did. The whole place inside's really cool. It's a big restaurant with fantastic decor. It's got a whole row of windows that overlooks Ratchawarun, but are up from the street. All the windows were open, catching that amazing breeze coming off the Gulf. They had a TV inside and they were playing some, I'm assuming like Russian folk music, but then they also played some like Western music that also fit the scene. They played a song by Sting. They played some Shakira. I looked at the menu and there was all kinds of good looking stuff there. Since I'm still trying to be good about my diet, I just got a chicken dish. I didn't order any bread to go with it. The chicken dish was kind of like a stew and it was delicious. I loved all the flavors going on with it. I'm already looking forward to returning. There's several things on that menu I want to try. Price-wise, it wasn't cheap. Maybe considered Thai expensive. My main dish and a water were about 300 baht. Most of the dishes are more than that, and you would probably get bread with most of them as well. I think if you're going there and you're not drinking, you should probably plan on spending 400 to 500 baht. Maybe another couple hundred baht if you're having drinks. I definitely recommend it though. So yeah, that was just another weekend in my fantastic life of retirement and living in Pattaya, Thailand. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I have a bunch of videos on this channel and I put out one every week. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications. As always, I want to thank you all for watching. This is Pete on Retreat and I wish you were here.